Welcome to yoga class. We have several things we're going to do today, but we're going to start with a centering exercise. We're going to use this to help ourselves to just calm down a little bit, get in the moment, and be ready to practice. A couple of things that you're going to need before we get started is if you have a yoga mat, that's fine. I happen to have one here in the studio, so that's what I'm using. You can use a beach towel. You can use anything really that you have that you might work, a blanket. I like to work in bare feet. It's up to you if you want to be in socks or bare feet, but you don't want to be slippery. So if you feel unbalanced, make sure that you correct that. Another thing that you might want to have is some yoga blocks or a pillow, kind of like maybe a firm pillow or two pillows. And you can use the pillow or a blanket for your knees if we go to our knees today, or you might want to use a little knee pad. This is just a little gardening pad that I like to keep with my mat so that I don't hurt my knees. If there's anything that we do today that's bringing you into a place of pain, back away from it. We never want to move ourselves to a place of pain. It just doesn't make sense, does it? We also want to make sure that we're doing the most that we can without pushing ourselves too far. I do need to let you know that my puppy is here with me today, and so if she walks through and comes into our class, just act like she's supposed to be there. All right, so we're going to start in mountain pose, which means that we have our feet directly under our knees, which happen to be directly under our hips, and under our ribs, which are under our shoulders. On top of the shoulders is a nice long, loose neck, and the head is reaching as high as we can. So let's practice being in not mountain pose, and then coming back into full mountain pose. From here, the next thing that we can do if we choose to is roll the shoulders back, really let the heart be open, and then open the hands to the front, and maybe wiggle the toes. I always like to give my hands an open and closed squeeze before I get started into my practice. So today we're going to talk a lot about thoughts. So as we're standing here, we're in this nice mountain pose. Our knees are soft so that our legs can wiggle if they need to. We're just going to either let our head drop slightly and cast our gaze outward, just outside the mat. Or we can stand tall and close our eyes. If closing your eyes makes you lose your balance, then we don't do that. Hello, Pink. Maybe your puppy is walking through your practice also today. So thinking about thoughts. We need to know that thoughts become things. So as we come into our breath, we're going to breathe very big in and very big out. And we're going to begin to notice our thoughts. Have we been having negative thoughts? Or have we been having positive thoughts? We would like to set aside the negative thoughts for now and only focus on positivity. So we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to focus on how much we can do. Breathing in, exhale. Focus on the things that we have to look forward to. Another breath in and out. Let's think of things that we have in our memory that were happy and positive memories. Those are the thoughts that we can draw on anytime that we feel anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed. From here, we're going to shake out our hands and arms. So maybe with standing in mountain pose, you're already feeling like your body is ready to move. We're going to step out with our toes facing the corners of our mat, if we're using a mat, or facing the corner of your imaginary rectangle. Let's bend our knees and make sure that our knees are directly over our toes. So if your knees, I'm going to turn this way, are going there, but your toes are going there, we would like to fix that. Let's bring the toes in. So the toes and the knees are going in the same direction. See if you can point to the place where they're going. From here, we're going to breathe and push with our feet and reach up. Exhale down. Breathing up. Focusing on the positive, focusing on how this makes us feel like we're getting warmer. Focusing on being taller. Breathing up. And focusing on opening out the body. When we exhale down, can we add some resistance to that? Act like you're trying to push yourself down in a giant jar of peanut butter, or actually almond butter. You know how hard it is to stir that because it's so thick? Well, let's move through that, really moving hard through that. We're not just flowing through like we're in a pool of water. No, we are pushing down through lots of energy, breathing up. Please notice that everything that we're doing has to do with science. Breathing up, expanding and contracting. Now we're going to let just the right come up. And on the exhale, we're going to bend again. This hand is just resting on our leg, and we're coming way over there. Notice everything over here is getting a really nice stretch. It should feel really good. And notice that that knee is still pointing out in the same direction. We did not let it come in. We kept it out. Now we're going to reach back up with a breath and exhale down. Breathe up the left. Exhale, long side body. Let's notice that knee. Let's feel this stretch. It should feel really, really good. Breathe and reach up. Exhale down. Doing the same thing. Breathe up. This time on our exhale, we're going to stretch to the side. Breathe straight up and exhale. Hold on to a giant beach ball. This knee still stays back. Breathe up. Exhale, power down. Other side, the breath is up. The exhale is going to stretch us. Our breath is up again, and the exhale stretches round. Breathing up and down. Bring the hands out to the center. Soften the knees and soften the hips. We're going to reach side to side. Can you do this without moving your hips and legs? That should feel really nice in your lower back and in your belly. And then from here, we're going to drop our hands and let them do whatever they want to do. Just give them some movement. Make sure that you're not standing too close to someone else. Yoga is a non-contact sport. We're going to circle in the front, maybe go the other way, and the other side. And reverse. And then we're just going to let our arms stop moving on their own. We'll step our feet back together. We're back into that mountain pose. We're going to talk about open heart. Open heart can mean so many different things. If our heart is open to new ideas, or open to feeling love, open to friendship, open to trying something new, like a vegetable that you didn't used to like, but maybe you do now. Anything like that, we're going to have an open mind and an open heart. Another thing about opening our heart is it helps us to relieve and release some stress. We do not want to hold on to those things. So anxiety, worry, fear, things like that can really cause us to become this feeling, and we really want to work to be in this feeling. We're going to do an open heart asana today. That just means a flow that helps you feel open in your heart. Our knees are soft. Our toes are facing the front. I've turned diagonally a little bit on my mat just so that you can see more of the movement. But it doesn't really matter if you stand this way or not. Our breath will bring us up. On the exhale, our arms are going to come about halfway. We're going to keep our knees soft so that we don't let our hips move out in the back or let our belly come front. We want to keep all of that nice and long. So we're going to lift our heart and lift our chin, and our throat becomes a little open. Now we're going to breathe more, reach back more, squeeze the shoulder blades together, And on the exhale, we're going to drop it down and front. Now on this breath, we're going to bring our shoulders forward and up, trying to touch our shoulders to our earlobes, and then back and down. That feels so amazing to me. I hope that that feels good to you too. Let's all try it together. The breath is up. Exhale, open. Lift the heart to the sky. Breathe and open. Squeeze the shoulder blades in the back. Exhale, drop. Breathe and round the shoulders. Exhale, drive them down. Breathe up again. On the exhale, imagine that there's a pencil right between your shoulder blades. Now squeeze that pencil with your shoulder blades as you breathe in. Exhale, drop everything forward. Blech. Breathe and scrunch up the shoulders. Exhale down. 2 more times through. The breath is up. Exhale, open into your power pose right here. Breathe and squeeze and open more. Exhale, drop. Breathe and round. Exhale, drive it down. 1 last time. Breathing in. Imagine yourself so powerful. Exhale. We are so in control of every movement that we make. We know exactly what we're doing. Breathing around. Exhale, down. We were completely in charge of all of that. Now that we've warmed up our shoulders a little bit, let's stand pretty wide, hands on the waist, and we're going to draw a nice big circle with the top of our head. This is a great time to notice yourself. Go around the other way. Just taking it around in a slow circle in each direction as many times as you choose. It doesn't have to be a real circle. It can be an oval or a blob. Whatever it turns out to be is fine. We're going to bend to the side, drop this arm, come to the front and drop this arm, and then move around, adding our shoulders in. We're using our toes to help stand up. Now, when we come around to the back, let's lift our chin. Chin goes up, chin goes down. Reverse it. Chin goes up, chin goes down, and the chin is lifted. And reverse it. The chin is lifted and down. We can roll the shoulders some more. If the body needs any kind of wiggle, we can give it any wiggle that it needs. We're going to move into warming up the legs a bit. One leg is forward and one leg is back in a lunge. Everybody knows what a lunge is. I like to always make this yoga joke. It's not breakfast, it's not lunch, it's lunge. It's kind of funny. All right, so we want to make these 2 feet pretty wide from each other. We don't really want to stand this way because it's hard to balance. Standing this way, test it. How do I feel? Do I feel pretty stable? If you need to be more stable, then maybe you come more apart and let your hips be right in the middle of your feet. That's where I like to stand. I like a really wide base. We're going to bring the heel that's in the back up, and now our knees, toes, and hip are all facing the same direction as the toe, knee, and hip on the other side. Our hands are going to come into heart center, and we can leave them just like this, or we can make them into a pointer finger and fold the thumbs under. We're going to reach up, and then we're going to let our shoulders and armpits open out. Continue to reach up and look up. Reach up and look up. We're still breathing in and out. Reaching up and up. Notice that I actually look like I'm reaching back, but my heart, throat, and chin are reaching up. I just simply moved my fingers out of the way. And then I made a bit of a crescent shape in the back of me. If I bend my knee a little bit more, I can go a little more to the place that I feel stable. And then I'm going to bring my hands all the way back up and lower my hands back to my heart. And then I'm going to push this foot down in the back. Let's do a little warming exercise. Hands are down by the leg, breathing up, pushing the heel to the floor. Exhale and bend, breathe up. Exhale and bend, breathing up. Exhale and bend and up. The leg that's in the back is going to come forward, and we're going to step out to the other side. And we're going to set that one up. How do we like to be? Do we want to be wide on this side? Let's line up our heel, knee, and hip. And then again on this side, everything is facing the edge of the mat. We bring our hands in. We're going to fold them if we choose to. Reaching up, rolling the shoulders back, breathing and lifting up, opening the chin, heart, throat, lifting up with the heart, moving the hands out of the way, lifting, lifting, supporting ourselves with our feet, bending that knee a little more, maybe, if it feels right. We're going to bring it back up. Plant that heel into the floor. Our hands are down. Let's breathe up and exhale down. And breathe. And exhale. Breathing in the nose and out the nose. And again. And finish. We'll come into that stretch, let that feel really nice in the back leg. And then we can step with our feet together. Very, very nice. We're going to come all the way to seated. And before you sit down, let's see if you can find either a strap, any piece of fabric, a towel will do, anything that can help you hold on to your feet a little bit better for the stretch that we're going to do on the floor. So once you have that, go ahead and come to the floor. And we're going to have our hips pushed back a little bit so that we're really sitting on the floor with the most part of our bottom that we can. And we're going to let our legs be out the front. And then maybe your legs don't feel really awesome stretched flat out like this. So you can put something, maybe a pillow or a towel, underneath your knees to make yourself more comfortable. And then we're going to find that strap and place it around the arch of our feet. We're going to start our magic stretch. We're going to breathe and get our spine really, really tall. And on the exhale, we're going to come forward to the place that we feel the most stretch. And then we're going to notice, where do we feel the stretch? Do we feel it in our lower back? Do we feel it in our hamstring? The back of the knee? Where do we feel the stretch? There is no wrong answer. Wherever you feel it is just where you feel it, right? This is a really awesome way to start to notice how we feel about things. Breathe in long, exhale, stretch. It's a really great way also to feel comfortable and to recognize what we're capable of doing and being okay with that. The breath is long, the exhale comes forward. And another breath, long spine, exhale forward. Breathing in, exhaling out. Every time that we breathe in, we get our spine a little bit longer. And every time that we exhale, we're going to let our legs come a little bit more into a stretch by bringing our heart toward the space between our feet. The breath is in, and exhale, stretch. Breathe and lengthen. Exhale maybe a half inch more. Big breath in. Exhale, stretch. And we're going to round everything, drop the head, let our whole body rest forward. Unfold all the way back up to seated, and we'll get rid of the strap. So this has been really a very quick class. We'll probably do another class later that maybe is a little bit longer. But this is just to help ourselves get a little bit warm, open the body up, and start to think about how we feel. Whether that is how warm our legs are feeling right now, how much stretching we did, and we can actually feel that in our body. But also to notice if we're starting to feel a little bit more calm, or if we feel a little bit more in control of the things that we're doing. Those are good things. We would like to feel that. So we're going to just relax for a few minutes. So here's the next part of our class, and that is I'm asking you to lay down or sit in a comfortable position. Yes, that is part of a class. This is how we always like to end our yoga, is in a time of just thinking, putting our thoughts together, resting our mind, and learning how to set aside distractions. So I spoke earlier about thoughts being things. Whatever it is that we think can become a thing. If that's true, we want to make sure that we're thinking the things that we would like to come true, and trying not to think too much about the things that we don't want to be true. This is called positive thinking. So I want to give you a quote by Henry Ford. So as you start to settle in and get yourself comfortable, maybe you're using your pillows or a blanket to lay down, or maybe you're just seated in a comfortable way. Let's listen to this quote. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. I'm going to read that again. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. That's by Henry Ford, a Ford Motor Company. So thinking more about thoughts and about being positive, maybe you're not sure what to think about. Here are some things you can ask yourself about your own thoughts. As you start to notice how you're feeling, and then some thoughts start to come about, then you can ask yourself, is this true? Is this a true thought? Is this noble? Is this the kind of thought that I would be proud to have? Is this right or wrong? Does this feel right in my heart? Is this a pure thought? Am I having a pure thought, or is this something that might make someone else feel bad or sad? Is this a lovely thought? Is this a thought that seems happy, or a thought that would make myself or someone else happy? Is this an admirable thought? Would someone admire this thought? So whatever is an excellent thought or a praiseworthy thought, these are the things that we should think on. So as your thoughts start to come, notice them. Be aware of them. Be aware of how you're thinking. And then know what you think. And if action needs to happen, if you need to change your thinking, then do that with affection and attention and affirmation. That means make those changes in a loving way and not being harsh with yourself. Let's take in some breathing exercise. So whether you're laying on your back or sitting up, however you are, think about your belly. So you can close your eyes and let yourself start to relax. And breathe in, letting your belly come all the way big, breathing in all the air. And on the exhale, let your belly lower back down. Imagine that there was something on your belly, like a book or a block. As you take a breath in, notice that it would rise. And as you exhale, notice that it would come back down. Let's do that again, and this time let's do it in the count of 4. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to change that to 5, and let's see if we can continue the breath in for all 5 counts and continue the breath out for all 5 counts. Ready? Here we go. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you would like to continue to relax and take that through to 6 and see if it feels nice, please do. If you're ready to finish this class, then you can sit all the way up. We're going to take our head forward and back as we breathe in and out, lifting the chin, bringing ourselves back into a seated position. We're going to reach all the way out with a nice big breath, grabbing all of the good, positive energy that we can. Hold it together in our hands, and we're going to bring it all the way down. We're going to store it in our heart, and then when we see others, we're going to have it there ready to send it on. And I thank you so much for joining me for class today. And I have peace in my heart that I'd like to pass to you, and I hope that in turn I can take from you as well. Have a great rest of this day and an awesome tomorrow. Namaste.